Hi, everybody, and welcome to this very first edition of Tim's Toy Talk. So I was wondering, what toy do I talk about for the very first edition? And I thought, action figures. Action figures come to mind because, hey, everybody loves action figures. Little boys, little girls, big boys, big girls. They've got action figures all over the place. Now, back in the 1960s, okay? We've got G.I. Joe today. You've all heard of G.I. Joe. But back in the early 60s, around 1964, G.I. Joe was the big thing. All the boys, even to this day, love G.I. Joe. Now, G.I. Joe back then, this is around 1968. This is the box that it came in, and it was a talking G.I. Joe. Now, he would fit in his box. He's about 12 inches tall. Now, I'm going to go into more detail about G.I. Joe in another edition. But I'm using this as a starting out point because, all right, if you have a G.I. Joe and your sister wants to play with this G.I. Joe, well, she needs an action figure too. So, no, we're not talking about Barbie because, Barbie's not sort of an action figure. But back in 1976, at the Olympic Games, a beautiful, elegant, very graceful skater by the name of Dorothy Hamill. Yes, remember Dorothy Hamill? Dorothy Hamill won the Olympics with her beautiful skating, her beautiful smile, and of course, her signature hairdo. So in 1977, Dorothy Hamill was huge. She was skating in the Ice Capades, and she was on soap commercials or shampoo commercials and on television and television specials. And of course, they came out with a Dorothy Hamill doll. Or action figure, if you want to be a guy about it and say, yes, it's not a doll, it's an action figure. So this was made by the Ideal Toy Company. And Dorothy here, it's a pretty good likeness of her. She measures about 12 inches tall. And just about every young lady around 1977 had a Dorothy Hamill doll. And they would even get their hair done like Dorothy Hamill. That's what she looked like back in the day. She's still just as beautiful. But this figure was pretty detailed for its time there. It came with her signature Dorothy Hamill haircut and her Olympic gold medal. It was 1976. This is a facsimile of the dress that she wore to win the Olympic gold medal back in 1976. It came in this kind of packaging. It's kind of unusual to find it in this kind of packaging. Usually you see it at a lot of flea markets or yard sales or whatever with just a doll itself. It may not even come with the original gold medal. But, this was the packaging that it came in. And on the back, you would see the different ways that you could make this doll move around. So the way that they would, sell this to everybody is that she came in this packaging, but inside was a certain little plastic platform that when you put the doll on it, the doll could do an overhead spin, or it could do what's called a layback spin, or it could do the famous Hamill Camel. That's where she would stick one leg up in the air and skate on one foot and spin around, and it was just a joy to see. It's much better if you see Dorothy do it herself, but you'll have to find out that on YouTube and Google her name that way. But, the Dorothy Hamill doll was a pretty good item. Again, it was rare to find it, still in the box like this. Found it at a local comic books show for about $20, which was actually quite a bargain. So, yes, this was the ice skating rink with Dorothy Hamill, or Dorothy Hamill with her ice skating rink. And again, just a nice piece of doll craftsmanship. This is what Dorothy Hamill looked like, and this is what the doll looks like, though I've known some skaters to say that that's not exactly graceful. Dorothy Hamill can do it much better than that, But it was a nice, cool little doll for a lot of the young ladies and for, people who like to collect different kinds of toys and everything. So we have our Dorothy Hamill doll made by the Ideal Toy Company. You can easily find this on eBay, I am sure, or keep your eye open for it at some flea markets or some yard sales. You're probably not going to find it in this good a shape without paying some big money for it, though it's kind of affordable on eBay. So again, let me reach out a frame here. So we've got our Dorothy Hamill doll who's going to be going out on a date with the talking G.I. Joe. And I'm going to be doing more of these videos. And I'm going to ask you to subscribe to my channel here, where I'll be bringing you more toys from the 50s, the 60s, and the 70s, and even into the 80s. So for G.I. Joe and for Dorothy Hamill doll, this is Tim. We're going to see you the next time. Bye, everybody.